What's going on, you guys? What's going on? Good morning. Good morning. How are we doing? What's up, y'all? TikTok is joining the chat. YouTube is joining the chat. YouTube, if you're new here, welcome in.
Hello?
TikTok, if you've been here before, welcome in. Welcome back. The way that this works, guys, if you are brand new here, by the way, basically, I try to answer as many questions as I can regarding your next camera purchase. If you're thinking about buying a camera, all that I need to know, or a lens, or a light, or a microphone, anything, let me know what you're thinking about. That's pretty much it. Oh, I can see my light needs to change a little bit on this side. You got to let me know what your budget is, what camera you're thinking about purchasing, and what you're going to use it for. Let me change this little light is too bright behind us. 1 second. I think that should be better. Yeah, that's better. Did a laser hit the camera sensor? Why is there a green line? No, it was just the light was a little too. I'm using a filter on here, and when the light is like directly hitting on it, the way that the angle of the camera is, creates this like green line that shows up. But as you can see, when I turned the camera, it kind of, when I turned the light, it changed. I think if a laser damages a sensor, it would just be like dead pixels. I'm not certain though. What's your keyboard? I want to buy it. You can buy, it's just the Logitech MX keys. You have all my links are in my link in bio. If you guys are interested in that, you can find it just by hitting my profile page. And then I have everything listed out in my storefront from Amazon. I have a category, everything's categorized, my workstation, and then you can find all of my computer pieces. So I own this kit right here. This is the MX Keys kit. I've bought this a couple of times actually. I have like 2 or 3 of these kits. They're pretty nice. They're not like gaming or anything, so a lot of people think they're for game. Like these are productivity tools. Any shotgun mic recommendations? I picked up a Sennheiser, but curious if you had any recs. Sennheiser MK400s. Anything Sennheiser is pretty fancy, man. I think you did good on yours. I don't even use Sennheiser stuff. I use Rode stuff. I'm too poor for Sennheiser. Oh, this is a good one. Yeah, this is a good one for sure. Yeah, I do need to pick up a nicer mic for my one of my kits though. This actually might be a good option for me. I might pick something like this up because I need something that's XLR. So I might pick something up like this for myself. I'm gonna add this to my cart actually. Add to cart. No protection, just so I don't forget it, because I have been in the market for a new mic, and that wasn't as expensive as I thought it would be. But yeah, I just use Rode mic, DJI mics for my personal stuff. Hello, what do you think about the Canon R8? Is it good for cinematic video? Yeah, I love the Canon R8, man. R8 is sick. FX30 is good for music videos and debut films. Yes, FX30 is nice. Any low profile flash suggestions? The ones that I use, I have them actually, these were sent to me by these brands, and they actually are pretty cool. Small Rig makes a couple, Viltrox makes a couple. Did I put them on here? I think I did. Let's see. Where was it? Camera Rigs? Forget where I put them. That's one thing I'm gonna do today is organize my I had them here. Viltrox makes some. Small Rig makes some. Mics and audio? No, not here. Where did I put them? Anyways, they are. I have one right here. I used one the other day on my my Canon. Where should I put them? Should I put them in camera rigs? I'll just create a new one later. The one that I have is from Botulx Flash. Yeah, I use this one right here. They sent me a couple of these. They work pretty good. They're pretty basic, you know, they don't do much. Do I have them around here somewhere? I don't know where I have mine. They're around here somewhere, but they work pretty good. But this style right here, it doesn't really do anything besides serve as a flash, and it has different power outputs. So this is a great one. And then there's this body style. So a bunch of brands made this one because there's a small rig one too. The Viltrox one looks pretty cool. I think if I would to buy one with my own money, I would probably buy, here it is again. So it's like the same kind of thing. 40 to 50 bucks seems to be what they cost. And then the Viltrox one was the one that I liked, only because it looked the coolest. It looked really techy. It was more money though. Look, check this out. This one looks cool to me. I don't know off the top of my head if they have more capabilities than one or the other. So this is called the Viltrox Spark. You'd have to do some research to see what accessories they come with, but I own this one, and then Newer makes some as well. Oh wait, which one do I own? This one. I own this one. Best lens for the R8. Can you recommend something? What are you doing with it? What are you doing with it exactly? I have a lot of lens recommendations. I own a lot of lenses as well. Where can I get a good cheap autofocus lens for my Nikon? I don't know. The store. You can get it from anywhere. Canon R7. What up? I have the R7 for wildlife, but I tested the R8. It's a great camera. What are you using it for? What am I using my R7? I use my R7 for wildlife and for birds and for sports. I haven't used it for sports yet, but I do have some plans in the spring to link up with some friends that have kids that play sports. So I'm going to go out there and shoot them. So I will be doing that. But in the meantime, I use it for like wildlife stuff. Nature, not wildlife. I live in a major urban area. But when I go to the park, I shoot like animals, I shoot birds and stuff like that. So that's what I use my R7, which is why my R7 is my least used camera, because I don't do that kind of photography very often. Hello, Julia. Hello. James, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. What lens do you recommend for the R8? Depends on what you're doing, bro. What is the best lens for the Sony 6100? I like this lens right here for any crop sensor camera is freaking sick, dude. The Sigma 18-50 f2.8. Fantastic lens. Fantastic lens. Recommend a lens for the R8 for sports photography. The R8 for sports, I would do a 24-70 or a 70-200. Hello, I watched your live. I'm a beginner and I have a Canon R100. What is the best lens for it? Depends on what you're doing with it, buddy. Depends on what you're doing with it. The M100 though doesn't have a lot of options in terms of native lenses though, unfortunately. Recommend a lens for the 24 to make cinematic content video. I'd probably do like the 35mm. That'd be really nice. The 35mm RF 1.8. Bro, what new camera that can shoot 4K 60 just under 1,000? I don't know, actually. 4K 160 under 1,000. With no crop. There are some that can do it with a crop. This camera right here can do it, but it has a crop, which is unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. Because under 1,000 is like asking a lot. This camera can do it, but it punches in at 4K 60. but it's a $600 camera, you know? Under 1,000, I'm trying to think what other camera can do it for under 1,000. The R7 can't, the R8 can, but that doesn't cost 1,000. You'd probably have to go like for an R8, bro, for real. Yeah, you probably need to use the R8. King Joe, thank you for the follow. I'm too cool, thank you for the follow. I have a cupcake lens, but I would like a zoom one. A cupcake? You mean a pancake? A pancake lens? Miggy Fixie, thank you for the follow. 19 people over on TikTok. Hello, TikTok. Good morning. If you haven't followed already, please consider doing so. Do you use any Sony cameras? Yeah, I have the Sony ZV-E10 II. Yeah, the 35 millimeter is nice. The 35 millimeter is really nice. That's actually one of my most is a favorite focal length, and it used to be one of my most used lenses. That's this guy right here. This one's really nice. And on the R8, dude, look at how long ago I bought this. 2021. 5 years ago. That's unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable. I remember when I purchased this lens, I was like, oh my God, am I making the right decision? It's $500. And now I'm like, fuck, that's a great price. Oh, shit. Miranda over on TikTok. Where can I rent lenses to try them out? Miranda, are you in the United States? If you are in the United States, you can go to a website called lensrentals.com. Don't know about other countries, what they have available, but in the United States, they have this website, lensrentals.com, and you can rent really expensive lenses, gear, cameras, lights. I think you can rent, and then you can also buy stuff here. It's used, of course, but I mean, what hybrid camera can shoot 4K 60p and it's under 1,000? I don't think any camera can do that for under 1,000. Do you know of one? 4K 60 that is like uncropped? The R50V can shoot 4K 60, but it has a crop. There's a couple that can shoot 4K 60, but they're not under 1,000. Which lens do you recommend at a reasonable? What is reasonable to you? What does reasonable mean? What does Big Texas? Good morning, Big Texas. Good morning. Thoughts on the Sigma 105 and the 70-200? I like Sigma. I like Sigma a lot. Camera lover, I don't know. I don't think any camera can shoot 4K 60 under $1,000, man. Not without a crop. Like I said, and I've said this to you a couple times already, or I've said it in stream. This camera right here can shoot 4K 60, but it has a crop, and it's $600. Morning, broski. What time is it over there? 8's about to be 9 a.m. You're late, bro. Are R5 good for cinematic videos? Yep. Yes, it is. The original R5 has a recording limit, though, which is kind of a shame. Hey, man, just got into photography. Is the Fujifilm X-T30? Hell yeah, dude. X-T33 is sick. It's a nice camera, bro. Jante, thank you for the rose. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Which lens do you recommend at economic price? What does economic mean? What does economic mean? What camera would you recommend a beginner to learn sports? The R50. The R50. This one, camera lover. This is the best camera, man. This is the best camera right here. This can shoot 4K 30 and C-Log. And it's $600, bro. ZV-E Mark II, is it good for video and photo? The ZV-E10 Mark II is primarily a video camera, but it does take photos. And it takes photos that are fine, you know. It doesn't have a viewfinder brace. What do you think about the Blackmagic Pixis 6K? I like those cameras. I've never used one, but I've seen good things. The thing is that they need like more gear. Like they're expensive. So like you buy one of these cameras, and if you get this camera, you need a bunch of other shit to make it work. You need like a handle, you need an eyepiece if you want an eyepiece, it's very modular, right? You need a cage. So this price that you're seeing here of $3,300, that's just for the cube and the actual camera body itself. But like when you need a couple other things to like be able to handle it, to hold it. So when you buy this camera, you actually have to buy like another $2,000 worth of shit to make it work. You know what I mean? For you to operate it. Hybrid, bro. Under $1,000, man. You're asking for a lot, bro. I think what you need to do is you need to increase your budget. You need to increase your budget because you're asking for too much. That's my next buy. Pixis? This doesn't take photos, by the way. I don't think it takes photos. What's up, YouTube? Good morning. Harry Drew going to Denver right now. Nice, dude. Because my mom doesn't let me buy a camera above 1,000. All right, well then you gotta wait, man. You gotta wait. You gotta wait then. No photos. Yeah, I don't think it shoots photos. No, bro, an R50V. Oh, yeah. I thought you would have bought it by now, bro. $600 to Big Texas. That's like a couple hours of work, bro. That's light work. Jonte, thank you for the flower. Appreciate it. What would you recommend for mobile live rig? A mobile live rig. Thank you for the paper crane, Jonte. Appreciate that. God bless you. R50 have C-Log or not? R50 does not have C-Log. R50V. R50V. I'm telling you. This is the camera, bro. This is it. I don't know why people don't believe me. It's not like I don't have these cameras. Like I hold them and use them daily. This is the camera you want. I'm telling you. For the love of God, Jesus. What would you recommend for mobile live rig? Mobile, do you mean like cell phone mobile, or you want to be mobile? Like you want to be able to move around, whipped for life? Broco Kyle, how do you feel about the Canon M200? I don't feel much about the M200. The M series kind of died down, really. I'm on a G9 and it's the GOAT for video and photo on a budget. The G9? Okay, cool. R50 have C-Log or not? It does not. How do you think that the Nikon D7 is a good camera? I don't have much experience with older Nikons. What microphone are you using? This is a Wave DX, I think it's called. What would you recommend for a podcast setup? I'd recommend a bunch of these, bro. Depends on your budget, really. But if you have a smaller budget, you get 3 of these cameras plus some couple lenses, you got a nice podcast setup, bro. Again, depends on your budget. If you have like a crazy budget that's wild, like up there, like 20, 30,000, you can get anything you want. But if you have like $5,000, $8,000 budget, a couple of these plus some lenses, because you got to think about studio lighting, you got to think about microphone, you got to think about interfaces, you got to think about your computer. All of that shit adds up quick, bro. You know what I mean? All of that shit adds up quick. Bro needs an Osmo Pocket 3 4K 60. Oh, that would be good. Yeah, that would be good. Who is that? Camera Lover? I think you just need to get a Pocket 3, bro, and call it a day. Yeah, you just need to call it a day after that. I have an A7 III and I'm wanting to upgrade to something better. I want something like 80 video, 20% photo. Just get an A7 V, dude. What's a good camera under 1,000? This camera right here. R50V. Does what have a record limit? The R50V doesn't have a crazy record limit, but if you're using it for podcasts, like podcast setups are pretty complex, and you don't really record internally into a camera. You record into a hard drive or an SSD on your PC. The R10 have C-Log or not? The R10 does not have C-Log. R50 good for photos? Yes. Yes, it is. Right now, I'm currently using an R50. This is an R50 up here with a 16 millimeter. And this is an R10 right here with a 23 millimeter. And like I am right now, this is a live feed. I'm not recording internally. So I just have the camera and I'm using their sensor and the lens of the camera to live stream this, and I'm sending this signal out to the internet. But if I wanted to record, I would press record on my PC and my PC would take a recording of this. So like, if you guys don't understand that about podcasting, like that's how the normal workflow is, then you guys are at the very, very beginning stages of figuring all this shit out. You do need a powerful computer to be able to do all this stuff. But if you want to do a podcast and you want to be recording internally into the camera, you're going to need a pretty beefy ass camera. Like you're going to need like a $5,000 camera that can do that with fans and shit, you know? R50V or the ZVE10? Definitely not the ZVE10. Definitely not. What about a live streaming setup for sports? That's pretty complex. Phantom Sports. Pretty complex setup. Like you want to live stream a sporting event, you're going to either need to tap into somebody's existing setup, or you're going to need like a camera that has like stable internet connection, right? And I don't think any camera exists that has like Ethernet. Maybe the R1 does and the R3 does, but I forget exactly how they work. I don't know how those work. According to you, what is better camera brand, Canon or Nikon? Not according to me, according to the world and everybody's opinion, Canon is a much better brand than Nikon. Best camera for streaming, R50V, bro. R50V, broski. This camera right here. Can you show all your cameras you have? I have them right here. I have them all listed right here. I've said this a million times. If you're on YouTube, you guys can go to my YouTube page, and I have a link in bio right here. And then here you can go to my Amazon storefront, and then you can select my cameras, and these are all the cameras that I own. Every single one of these. Actually, I got rid of the R6 and the R6 Mark II, but I have owned all of these cameras. Every single one of these. Every single one. And yet, my most recommended camera to like normies and noobs is this one, the Canon R50V, dude. That's the one I say. What's the mount in the R50V? RF. Love Canon on the R5 Mark II. Nice, dude. R5 Mark II is sick. Razor Boy, I've asked my question like 3 times and it hasn't been answered. I'm sorry, Razor Boy. This isn't all about you, buddy. If I missed your question, it's not intentional. And yet you still didn't ask. What is your question, buddy? If I miss it again, then it's definitely on purpose. How about the Canon RP? It's all right. I like the RP. Good to get started. You need to find a good price on the RP. Sad Frax, what up, broski? Wanted to ask about the Bronica S2A. Found it pretty. I have no idea what the fuck that is, Sad Frax. I don't even know what that is. That sounds crazy. Let's Google it real quick. Oh, kind of cool, man. I mean, these the one thing that, you know, people, it's easy for people to forget, in my opinion, it's easy for people to forget that when you get into like medium format film, it's expensive, dude. The camera themselves are not expensive, but doing it, like, you know, creating photos, creating photos is like, you know, really expensive, dude. Razor Boy, I won't bother. Have a nice day though. Okay. All right, man. Razor Boy got his feelings hurt. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Have a good day, Razor Boy. The film is expensive, 12 pics per. Yeah, dude, it's expensive, bro. So like when it comes to these kind of things, it's important to consider like, hey, this isn't a cheap hobby, dude. It's about maybe on medium format film, it's probably more than $1 per photo. And if you want the like hard copies of it, like it's even more money, or like the prints, it's even more money, right? Jante, what was your first camera? My first camera was an M50. Actually, I have it right here somewhere. This was my very first camera right here. And it's crazy that it's still, this is what it used to cost retail. And it still costs this much brand new. Big Texas. Yeah, I mean, shit, man. Chat gets busy, and if I miss it, like, sorry, bro. I had a couple haters yesterday, but that was in my Big Texas. Yesterday, I went live in my other live setup over here, but I did like a top-down shot of my desk with all my cameras. And like in those lives, like I've mentioned a couple times, it gets upwards of like 60, 70, 80 people in those lives. And then when you have that many people, you're bound to like lose track of who the hell's in the chat, and like you get some haters. One guy, I blocked him. He was like, "Hey, I just followed you. Say thank you." I'm like, "All right, block, you fucking weirdo." Like, worth Canon R8. Canon R8's sick, dude. Canon R8's one of my favorite cameras of all time. Probably my number 3 favorite camera of all time. Is the FX30 worth it? Hell yeah, dude. ZVE10 with a good lens or a kit lens? I would take a ZVE10 too. Man, nice headphone. Thank you, bro. Thank you. These are the, I don't even know what they're called. I forget. Arctis something? What's up, YouTube? Welcome in. Welcome in, you guys. All we're doing here is just going over cameras and answering as many questions as possible. Guys, if you're in the chat and I happen to miss your question, I'm sorry. It's not intentional. I just happened to miss it, right? Feel free to submit the question again. If I miss it again, feel free to submit it one more time. If I miss it, just say, "Hey, bro, you're missing my question." That does not give you permission to spam, though. If you spam, I will block you. How is the Rebel T8? I would not be buying any Rebel series cameras in 2026. What about the FX3? FX3 is sick, bro. Yo, can you please check and tell me if the Nikon D... I wouldn't be buying any older Nikons in this day and age. I would not. Just because I think there's better options, dude. Like, look at this fucking thing. $700, dude. You can buy, like, if you have this budget of $700, you can buy like a lot of other better things that are like mirrorless, you know. 8 FPS, 4K. It has 4K 30. Look at that. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't pay $700 for this. That's the thing. Maybe I'd pay like 300, 400 bucks. But like, there are just so much better cameras, in my opinion. Modern cameras. Not that this is like totally dated or anything, but I don't know. If that's what you got, though, if this is your only option and this is what you got, and like somebody's like offering this to you for a decent price, buy it. Buy it. You know, but if you have the freedom and the free will to choose your own camera, this would not be a choice of mine. Does that make sense? Like, I wouldn't make a conscious decision to actively seek this camera unless somebody was giving it to me, offering it to me at a great discount, or if I had a family member handing it down to me, or if you have extra lenses and gear that's compatible with this, then I would consider it. But just as a Brit, 750 sucks now. 750? 750 what? Dollars? Yeah, I wouldn't be actively seeking a camera like this. Mateo Aviation, stop spamming, bro. If you spam one more time, I'm gonna block you. Canon C50 or Sony FX30? Ooh, I bought the Canon C50. I wouldn't tell anybody to buy the FX3 this year. Not because it's a bad camera, because it's a fantastic camera, but I wouldn't be buying an FX3 because I think the FX3 Mark II, or whatever they're going to be calling it, is going to come out this year. Sad Frax, do you occasionally shoot film too? I do. I just finished the roll yesterday. I was just filming my cats, or photographing my cats. Check it out. Actually, I have this. Look at what I got here. This camera right here, guys. This is from the 1970s. A Canon AE1. And I added this little flash that got sent to me by, who sent this to me? Newer. And yeah, I was finishing a roll yesterday on it, but this motherfucker, this camera right here, bro, 1970s, man. I have some cool film with it, but I like old shit like this. You can find this camera in pretty good condition for like 150, 200 bucks. And then you can feel like a true hipster, you know? I added the flash because I was like, I wonder if it works with this, like this flash just came out this past year, and I was like, I'm gonna see if it works. I had no idea if it would, or if the camera flash sync like worked. And sure enough, I powered it on, turned it on, and boop, it fired. I was like, holy shit, look at that. Pretty amazing. Let's see. Sad Frax, I also have an AGFA Billy Record from 19. Yeah, they're cool, man. They're cool, but it's too expensive for me, and like it's kind of a pain in the ass. But there is some sort of like film photography. There's like a little bit of like romance and nostalgia, and it's a whole different feeling. Like when I take out my film photo, like I go outside with like a fedora, with like a vest, you know, made of like, you know, a vest that's like made of like felt or like silk, not silk, but like a nice fabric, and I go out to like a coffee shop, and like I have an espresso, you know, with a nice thin strap. Like I feel like one of those cool hipsters, you know? Like that's what I feel when I'm shooting film, you know what I mean? Not the fedora. Yeah. What do you call those vests? Like those nice trendy vests made out of nice fabric. It looks like I made it at home, you know what I mean? Dude, I have an AE1, need to get it tested. Oh yeah, man, as long as it fires. I mean, they're only about 150 bucks, so like they're not worth repairing. Because repairing will cost you as much as buying like a decent one. So like if mine ever breaks, I'll use it as a desk toy and just like set it up somewhere, you know? Canon AE1, and then if I want another one, I'll buy the not a newer one, but I'll buy like a what do I want to say? I'll buy like another refurbished one in like good condition. But if you go to, yeah, here we go. Look, thank you for the gift, appreciate it. Like you can buy a one in excellent condition for like $238. You know what I mean? Excellent condition. And they do have a program, one that's called like a program. Here it is right here, this one. This is like a more a newer model. Like the AE1, the original, was a lot older, but now you're paying 300 bucks for something like this, right? Again, these cameras aren't like incredibly expensive, but they are it's expensive to like develop the film and shit like that, you know? Seth, what up, Seth? My football team has just lost 2-1 in a derby, possible the biggest in the world. I'm so damn sorry to hear that, Seth. Julia, satin, velour, yeah, velvet. I think you were right. Yeah. Something that looks like I made it at home, you know? Dude, I need a hybrid camera under 1,000, please. I already told you, bro. I already told you the R50V. I think I've said that like a million times. Jante, I paid 60 AUD for mine. It is the program. Yeah. Yeah. So you can find them like at the thrift store. Like the reason why these cost so much is because they've been like professionally tested, cleaned, and they are in actually excellent condition. But you can find them. They're like everywhere, right? Thrift stores. You can find them in like in America, we have a store called Goodwill. You can find them in Goodwills for under that. But I'd probably buy them if I really want a working one that will last like 10, 15 years without any issues. I'll buy one from one of these resellers. But you can buy them from everywhere. My sister gave me this camera. And she said it was in her trunk for like years. She said somebody gifted it to her and like they never used it, never operated it, and she got it as a wedding gift is what she told me. And then they've been married for like 11 years now, like 10 years, never once fired it. She knew that I just recently had gotten into cameras and was like, hey, by the way, we have this old ass camera. Do you want it? And it was like in a plastic bag in her closet. So these cameras, and I fired it up, cleaned it up. And now if you look at it, like, I don't know, man, they're kind of cool, dude. I bought a few lenses for them and like, there's something cool about them, you know? Again, I do need to go make my own vest, you know, my own like homemade clothing. Oh man, I'm just making fun. I'm just teasing, guys. I'm just teasing. YouTube world, what are you guys up to over there on YouTube? What kind of cameras do you guys like to? Thank you for the gift. Thank you for the gift. Appreciate it. I don't know how to say your name. FP1MB. They're considered one of the nicest film camera. Which one's the AE1? I don't know about that. I don't know much about my film cameras, like in terms of like hierarchy. What do you think about the Sony A7 II with a Sony 28-70? Got it for $4. That's a pretty good deal, dude. Sounds like a good deal, man. I have a Minolta XD11 film camera. Nice. Pastor Brian, what up, Pastor Brian? Why are camcorders not common nowadays? Ergo the Canon. Because there's better cameras. But the thing is, like, camcorders still have their place, you know? And here's the thing, like, everybody's workflow is very different, meaning that your use case, Pastor Brian, is going to be very different than how I use my cameras, right? So I say that to say, like, if in your workflow, you think that a camcorder will work just fine, then use it. You know, I don't really concern myself too much with why a camera is not popular or is popular, but if it works for the way that I work and it delivers the way that I need it to, and then I can either sell this, its deliverables, what it delivers to me, and make money from it, then use it, man. You know what I mean? What lens that good for the R50? All of the Sigma lenses, camera lover. All of the Sigma lenses that I have right here. Again, everything that I recommend, you guys, everything that I recommend is on my Amazon storefront. Everything. And if you're on TikTok, the way that you get to my storefront is by, hey, look, this is us right here. The way that you hit my profile page up here, and then I have a link in the bio, and it's the first link. It's called TMV Amazon Selects. This leads you to my entire storefront where I have all of the gear that I've ever bought. I've bought about 95 to 90% of the stuff on here. The other 5 to 7% people have sent me, brands have sent me, and the other 3 to 5% I've sold. Or I'm sorry, yeah, I've sold. So I've had and owned all of this stuff here. Should I get a Ricoh GR3? Ooh. Hard drift. That's a really good question, man. I would probably choose, how much are they? Price difference. I'd probably go with the Fuji. My first instinct is the Fuji, because it has an interchangeable lens, right? XM5. The XM5 is kind of a neat little camera too. Yeah, I think I would get the Fuji. So here's what I do. I go to B&H, I type in XM5, and then I add it to the compare. Let's go body. No, let's go with a lens. Let's go with this lens right here because the Ricoh comes with a lens, right? And then we go to the Ricoh. I think the Ricoh GR3 is like more money. Yeah, the Ricoh's more expensive. Fuck. And then we compare them. So like you're paying a premium for it to be pocketable. Like this will slide into your pocket, but it's $1,300, dude. Yet. This one has more megapixels. It has an interchangeable lens system. Oh, this says it has IBIS. That's pretty cool. Not worth it though. This has electronic shutter. Yep, pretty typical. Yeah, I'd get the Fuji for sure. Video output 10. Does it have 10-bit? I need to find out more information. Yeah, I'd get the Fuji. R50V versus the XM5. I'd probably still go with the R50V. Charles Chunkoy. Gonzalez, image quality is good overall. High setting, ISO may be limited. Basic focusing. It looks like you stole that from ChatGPT. Jante, I bought the Viltrox monitor, the DJI Mic 2 today. Thanks for helping me decide. No problem, Jante. The Viltrox monitor is pretty good, man. Pretty good. And the DJI Mic 2s are nice. Did you get the minis or did you get the 2s? Is the Sony a7 III good for street photography? Yes. Yes, it is. 100%. Where I live, I found a Sony A1, Sony Zeiss planner for 7K. Good deal. I don't know. What is a Zeiss planner? Is that a lens? It sounds like a lens. ZA for 76K. I don't know if I'd buy an original A1 for that much. I think I'd buy the newest one. George Lumas. Thanks. You're welcome, man. You're very welcome. You are very welcome. I got the Mic 2s, wanted to have the option to connect lab. Yeah, that's the exact reason why I have those as well. Yeah, and they have all the features that you need. It has a 32-bit float. I own them as well. They're pretty great. Is the Canon R50V good for wedding photography? Yes. Yeah, it doesn't have a viewfinder though. It doesn't have a viewfinder. You guys also need to realize, camera lover, I'm talking to you specifically, this camera that you're going to buy, this R50V or the XM5, whatever you decide, this isn't going to be the last camera that you're ever going to buy, man. It's only the beginning. You know what I mean? Like literally, it's only the beginning. So, you know, this decision that you're thinking is going to be like the most epic decision of your whole life, it's not. You're going to buy this camera. You're going to realize, okay, this is good. I like this. I need something a little bit more. This will be a year, 2 years from now. And then you'll be able to know after a year of using your camera, like, okay, what features am I actually needing for my work? You know, so this decision fatigue that you're going through right now is unwarranted. Make the decision, buy the camera, use it for however long, learn and take notes and realize, okay, I need this, I don't need that, I want this, and then make a second decision of another purchase a year from now, right? Like, it's not the last camera that you're ever gonna buy. It just isn't. Arch Stellar, what up, Arch Stellar? Thank you for commenting from YouTube land. What camera is good for astrophotography? Astrophotography really is more dependent on the lens. Really, all niches are more dependent on the lens than the actual camera. In most cases, astrophotography, you're just shooting up at the night sky, right? So you need, in my opinion, like a super wide lens, like a lens that is like super duper wide. If you look at any astrophotographer, they usually have like a lot of they're super duper wide. Douglas Thorne Photography, this guy right here. I was looking at an astrophotographer the other day. I'll show you his work. This guy right here. And like, if you look at all of his photos, which are pretty nice, these are all like incredibly wide. You know, he knows how to shoot astrophotography to begin with, but he's shooting like on super, super duper wide. Like, look at this, from corner to corner. You know, that's like a 12 millimeter or a 14 millimeter, maybe even a 9. Thank you for the roses. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. And like, that's what his photos look like, right? And all of his photos, if you look at them, like, look at that. That's from corner to corner. That's like crazy, crazy wide photo, right? I have used Nikon. Please check what? Fun facts. Good morning, brother. Brother. Viltrox monitor is awesome. Has plenty of features. Good picture. Yeah, it's perfect, dude. I have a Canon PowerShot SX60. Cool. Thank you very much. You're welcome, camera lover. Yeah, man. This camera decision that you're like obsessing over, just pull the trigger on something, bro. Just do it, man. Whoa, it is beautiful. Yeah, it is pretty beautiful. I think he changes the colors a little bit too much for me. This one looks a little bit natural, but like that's amazing work. You know what I mean? Like, somebody made that. Somebody took this shot. You know, the universe is fucking wild, dude. But in some images, he does do a lot of changing of the that's the Milky Way. It is pretty gorgeous. I can't seem to find any right now, but like this one right here, he changed a lot of these colors. And the reason why I can tell is because this purple right here, this is unnatural, and the way that this green is coming through here. So he's really doing a lot of editing to these, which is fine. You know, if that's your style, you can change the edits and make them your own photos. But yeah, then there's some of these, like, look, like this is fucking gorgeous, dude. Art Stellar, I only review people's works that are channel members. So I don't do any reviews for just anybody. You got to be a channel member over on YouTube, and then on YouTube we do, like, if you are a channel member, I'll review your page, your work, your .com, all of that kind of stuff. Ben's Tech Channel, what up, buddy? Good to see you, man. How's everything going on your end? Ben's Tech Channel with all the gifts. Appreciate you, broski. Yo, what decision did you end up making, man? Did you go for the thank you for the gifts? Thank you for the gifts. Yo, appreciate it. Appreciate it. Did you end up using your camera, or are you gonna go back to your cell phone? Ben's Tech Channel, by the way, guys, is somebody we were working together a couple nights ago, trying to debug some of the issues that he was having. And he also put me on some game. We exchanged the knowledge. We exchanged information on some TikTok shop tips that I'm going to be implementing soon. Going back to the phone, man, I think, darn it, bro. I'm telling you, man, if it works, it works, right? You know, if you're getting sales, if you're getting more sales in this one than the other one, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Because using a proper camera it's not easy, bro. It's not easy. Can you please review my work? I already told you, Art Stellar, that I only review channel members' work. So no, I cannot. Should I get a 5D RS or an R7? Sales or sales either way. I just look better. Yeah, and that's subjective. I personally think that the video looked better, you know, on the on your fancy setup. Because it did look better. But if you like it better, then that's on you, man. Fun facts. What up, buddy? How are you, man? Brother. Actually, I hit the wrong one. Brother. Yeah, sales are sales either way. Exactly right, bro. Exactly right. Arch Stellar, I don't know how many other ways I can tell you, man. I don't know how many other ways I can tell you no. I cannot do it. I don't do reviews for non-channel members, unfortunately. Not even unfortunately, I just choose not to. I got to pretty much to live stream with too. That's a problem, bro. That is a problem, man. That is a problem. No, man. Yeah, why? You know, it's funny because I was thinking about your situation. Not specifically your situation, but like circumstances like where you were. It's common for people that have something that's working and then thinking that we need to add extra layers of complexity to like increase an output, you know? So like you're thinking you can get more sales by doing this, but then you try it and it's like, is the juice worth the squeeze? You know what I mean? And in your case, you're saying the juice isn't worth the squeeze, and that's okay. That's okay, you know? 876 motivation. What lens do you recommend for street and landscape photography? I have a Fujifilm X-E5 and an A7R2. Sick, bro. I like wide lenses. I like wide lenses. Maybe if I get OBS working, I will work better. Bro, your image was fine, Ben's Tech. It looked great, dude. What you needed to do, like if you want your stuff to look like, you know, if I'm over here on like YouTube over here and there's like more blur in my effect, it's because of my set design, my lighting, and all of the things that that are around it. You know, I have this mic right here that gives my voice like a little bit more of a podcast, which isn't even tuned perfectly to my voice. I still need to work on this, but like I just work on it like a little bit every single day, trying to create a good image. But you have the limitations, or again, you get sales. You get sales through your channel, and for you to get sales or your sales increase, the way that you have your set up with all of your products in front of you. You know what I mean? And like if that's all right, then that's the way that it is. Here, let me pull up your channel real quick so that my audience can see what we're talking about. So this is, I don't know if you have any lives here, actually. I'm trying to see if you have your set design. Or your set here somewhere. If it works for you, it works. Yeah, I don't think I see anything up at the top here. I'm trying to see if I can find your set. Doesn't look like you have anything here. But like you have all your products displayed. Here it is. Like you have all of your products displayed, and like if this like makes sales for you, then this is it. Then this is it, you know? And who am I to tell you, a person that doesn't make anywhere near as many sales as you do, to tell you like, no, you got to change X, Y, and Z. Like, no, stick to what works. Stick to what works. There's no need to add any extra layers of complexity, you know? What qualifications do you have? Just asking. I know it can sound offensive. I'm a full-time content creator. I've been a paid professional photographer the past 6 years. I work freelance for brands to use my content I create for them for like their marketing purposes. In terms of qualifications, like I didn't go to school for photography or film. I learned everything that I know from YouTube University and courses that I've bought from people. But yeah, I'm not offended. Qualifications are important. So those are some of the stuff. I actively have I have a 9 to 5 as a full-time job as a content creator. It was a valid excuse to buy an R6 II with a 20. Yeah, but that R6 III, bro, that R6 III with that lens, bro, I don't think, unless you return it, you'll never have to buy another camera for like 10, 15 years, dude. That R6 III, you're going to hand that down to your children one day. You know what I mean? That R6 III and the 28 to 70, dude, you know, that's it. That's a dream setup, bro. Yeah, that is a dream setup. Great light setup. Appreciate it. Michael Shikun. Dope, man. Yeah, no problem, man. No problem. It took me like 3 to 4 years for me to leave my full-time non-creative job and become a full-time content creator, you know, creating content for brands, you know, creating content for businesses, getting freelance clients, you know, all that stuff. Takes a while. It takes a while. That's a fire setup. What's a fire setup? My setup? Appreciate it. Think Pickleball. A6400, what is your opinion on it? A64 is solid. A64 is solid. How much can you buy that used, by the way? A6400. Oh, you can buy it like $800. I would absolutely buy this used. I would not buy this new. Yeah, I'd buy this camera. Brand new, it costs $1,100. I would not pay $1,100 for this camera. Not new. I'd buy this bad boy used for sure. How much is a ZVE 10-2 used? ZVE 10-2. See, this one kept its value a lot more. This one used costs $1,000. That checks out. That checks out. R6 with a 20. He has a 28-70. He has Big Bertha. I love photography and videography in general, so either way, it's a tax write-off and fun. Yeah, bro. And that camera and that lens, dude. Shit. If anything, I'd probably sell that lens, the 28-70, because it's so expensive. It's like $3,000, and if you don't use it to its fullest potential, it's not really worth owning. And I would probably trade it for something significantly cheaper, like a 24-70. But if you're happy with it, I would keep that forever, dude. If I could start my entire thing over, like all of the things that I have, and have to rebuild it, I would have an R5 Mark II and the 28-70 f2. How can me and another person do a video podcast from separate locations? You just record via a Zoom call. Or there's a couple of different softwares, like, what is it called? River something? I forget. It's something called River. Or Zoom or Google Meet, record those and record the meeting, and that's it. I got a 6400. I need tips on what kind of lens to buy. What kind of work do you do? What's a good platform to start off? What kind of platform are you looking for, Simmons, excuse me. Texas, big photography. Yeah, you don't need the 28-70, bro. You don't need the 28-70. River something. What was it called? River Yard. No, StreamYard. There's StreamYard, and then there was another one called River something, but StreamYard is a good one. It's paid though, but Riverside. There we go. That's what it's called. So I'm looking at it right now. So there's Riverside right here, and then there's StreamYard. These are both paid, and I think the paid is definitely like worth it if you're there is free versions, of course, versus StreamYard. So these two are pretty good, but they are like paid and stuff. But you can use Google Meet, if you know how to use Google Meet, and Google Meet is free. And then you can use Zoom. Zoom is also paid, I guess, but you can get some stuff done for free. I think with all of them, they all have but I think Google Meet is definitely 100% free. I don't know what they would charge for. You answered. Thank you for the information. No problem, bro. Appreciate it. I got you, man. Yeah, let me know when you get that started, man. Yeah, I'd love to see what you come up with. I don't want to have to do that again. Yeah. Yeah, you bought the king of setups, man. Literally. Like there are wedding photographers, professional wedding photographers that I think would probably give up like the, let you name their firstborn child for that setup. You know what I mean? An R6 Mark III and a 28-70 is a wedding photographer's dream, dude. I'm a beginner and I want to start photography. What is the best camera to buy? R50. Koshujin Sama. Yeah, definitely the R50, I would say. Arch Stellar, see my work on your phone, don't show it. If you ask one more time, Arch Stellar, I'm gonna block you, bro. Hey sir, best affordable hybrid camera to buy right now? R6 Mark II or the A7 IV. Do you know about Sony stuff? I do know some stuff about Sony stuff. I do know some stuff about Sony stuff. What is better price, the R10 with a small kit or the R7 with a smaller kit? I would buy an if an R7 is an option for you, I would buy the R7 for sure. Do you know about Sony stuff? What do you think about the Insta360 Ace Pro 2? I like it. I do like those. They have a very unique use case though, Emmanuel. I'm not too sure if I should get a 70 to 200 f4 Mark II or the... If you can afford the f2.8, I would get the f2.8. No question. That's an easy one. Tax-free burner account. In some streaming stuff, I'm trying to go for that Sony a7S III for that low lighting and that 4K 60. Oh, do it, bro. Sony ZV-E10 for 400 with tripod and 2 SD cards, worth it? Depends on how does the Sony ZV-E10 work. Is it like in good working condition? I would say 400 bucks is pretty reasonable. It sounds kind of like a scam though, I'm not gonna lie. Unless you buy that from somebody that you know, and by somebody that you know, I mean somebody that you would trust, that you would trust your kids with, I wouldn't buy it. It sounds kind of like a scam a little bit. Sometimes if things are too good to be true, it's because they are. Dropped and broke my RF. Damn, that sucks, Edwin. Just got it back from Canon. What was the damage on it, bro? How much to get it fixed? Or was it under warranty or coverage? It's Rokit. I'm looking into buying my first camera to take videos and pictures. Any recommendations? R50, R50V, ZVE, I mean, Sony 6400. Those kind of cameras are pretty good to start with. Yeah, I use it for 2 podcast sessions. I'll meet with the guy. Cool. Yeah, it sounds like a good deal. I would just be careful, you know. Just be careful because $400 does sound a little bit too good to be true. The only value there really is the camera, the tripod, and the 2 SD cards is like whatever. Like I wouldn't really factor much into that. That's like kind of like whatever. Tax-free burner account. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. You mess with drones? I have one drone and I got terrified of it and I never flew it. What about the Canon R50? I love the Canon R50. I'm using it right now, actually. This camera right here, you guys, this is the Canon R50 and this is the R50. I'm sorry, this is the R10 over here. Texas big photo. Someone is desperate. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, YouTube. Oh, actually, I got some big news today, guys. I'm going to be streaming on Kick later on. I got to work on getting an account set up and figuring out all the things, but I will be adding another streaming platform to this stream. So you guys might see some new people in the chat. Because I'm going to be merging all 3 chats, TikTok, YouTube, and Kick. I decided not to go with Twitch. Maybe I'll add Twitch later on, but Kick is going to be my next... I'm pretty happy with the way YouTube is going, even though there's only 4 people there. I just need to keep going because one thing that's really been crazy and like I'm observing, because this kind of stuff, when you start doing a new activity, I typically try to like really go hard, go ham, at the very beginning so I can collect as much data as possible. So I can see what's working, what are the effects of all of this effort in like a short condensed amount of time. So I've been going live, trying to go live every day, twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day, to see what kind of feedback and data I can get back. And one of the observations that I made through data is that YouTube, ever since going live constantly, all of my other videos that are not lives have been getting more and more recommendations. And as a result of that, I've been getting more and more comments back. So that kind of leads me to believe that all of this exposure that I'm doing on live is just like bumping me up, slowly giving me more reach, which is really cool. Really, really cool. Ben's Tech Channel. Just curious, what's the benefit of helping everyone here? Most of the benefit Ben's Tech Channel is for me to collect data. And also what I do here is that I copy everybody's chat. So at the end, I have something that records all of the chat. And then I take that and import it into ChatGPT. So I have a lot of comments coming in. And then I take all that data, put it into ChatGPT, and I ask ChatGPT, hey, what should my next YouTube video topic be, and what should the title be? And because of that, I've gotten hundreds. It's all based off of what you guys are asking. So this right here, especially on TikTok and combined with YouTube, I'm able to extrapolate what the audience wants me to answer for them. And then I create like a YouTube video about that. So it's mostly a benefit to me. Another benefit to me is that when people are asking me about gear, I try to point them to my Amazon storefront, which is available, if you guys don't know, on TikTok. If you're on TikTok, you hit my profile page right here and you go to the first link in my bio and you go to Amazon, CMV Amazon Selects. And these are all of the pieces of tech and pieces of gear that I use to do my production. So everything from my YouTube setup to all the cameras I recommend and all of my lenses are all listed right here. So Ben, to answer your question, this is another benefit because Amazon has affiliate links. These are all affiliate links and they have cookies attached to them. And the cookies bring me sales if somebody decides to make a purchase. The thing about the cookie is that it's kind of like a superpower, like a little magic pill, you know? Arch Stellar. Oh, looks like Arch Stellar just earned himself a block. Let's see. Go to channel, report, remove, hide user from this channel. Block. That guy got really desperate really fast. Very interesting an idea. Yeah, should we look at his stuff? This is his video, guys. This is his channel. Let's review it now that he's gone. Arch Stellar, 280 subscriber, 22 videos. So it looks like he's just making videos of space and stuff. All shorts. So he's just pointing his telescope at the sky. I guess if you're into it, you know, if you're into that kind of stuff, it might be interesting. Educational stuff. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, he just wanted me to look at his channel. I looked at it. Not really impressed. We should, now that he's blocked. Yeah. So he kept asking for reviews, and I told him very clearly that I only offer reviews to channel members on YouTube. So if anybody's interested in a portfolio review, a social media review, a channel review, I only offer that to paid channel members. Again, not a hard push, but I don't want to waste anybody's time with people that aren't really like fully committed. And I had to tell that person a couple times that I don't do free reviews. So, and then he started sending poop emojis. Which budget camera should I get for the Sony ZV-E2? Which budget camera should I get? In Japan? I wouldn't be buying the ZV-E10 in today's day and age. The 6400 is better. If you can afford the ZV-E10 II, I'd probably get that. What do you think of the Canon R50V? I love the Canon R50V. I own 2 of them. What do you think about faceless YouTube guru people? I don't really think much about them. I think they're giving out information that is valuable, you know. It depends on what you like, and there's an audience for it, you know. But, you know, as long as you like all those channels, like they say the exact same thing, and I'm not hating on them because all of this, most of their things that, you know, the people that I follow, they say the same thing over and over and over again, and that's by design because it's the same thing that works for everybody. It's just keep posting and give valuable information. You know, that's the trick. There is no secret. There is no like, oh, if you do this at 7 p.m. and then you do this there's none of that. You know, it's just keep posting, keep showing up. Let's see. Luke as a party. I'm looking for a good setup for plane spotting. Was going to Canon. That's a great setup. Actually, I don't love that lens, but just getting started, I think that's great, man. I would buy the 100, Luke. I would buy the 100 to 400. I'd buy it used though. That's one thing that I would tell you because that lens is not worth its retail price. Shaquana, were you able to see my question? I don't think so, Shaquana. Send it again. People are so strange on live. Yeah, people are strange sometimes, man, but it's all right. I try to be a nice person, you know, try to be fair to everybody. Everything plasma. Sir, I want to buy a camera that's for personal use photography and some YouTube videos. And my budget is very limited. I'm looking for something like the Canon R10, R50, or maybe the Nikon. What do you want to do it for? Photography and some YouTube videos. I would do the R10. Have you looked at the R50V? I'd probably recommend that. I want to start photography for hobby. What's the good R50? The Nikon Z50, Z50 Mark II. Z50 Mark II is nice. Yeah, the Z50 is nice. Mark II for sure. What is a good budget lens for something like concert photography? 28 to 7, depends on your budget, Fabian. What's your budget, buddy? And what camera are you looking at? And what lens? Big Frog 2008 Gaming. I'm trying faceless one. Wish me luck. Thanks for the answer. Yeah, dude, you should do it. Where are you doing the faceless? Why has it got to be faceless? Why don't you do like show your face? Faceless channels, I guess I can say, like, for the sake of being able to like execute them and deliver them faster, I get it, but I don't know. Send me the link whenever you get that up and going. Love to check it out. But like on my YouTube channel, I show my face on every single video. Like every single video showcases me and my lives, you know, even from the very first video that I started, dude. And my channel, I'm trying to get to 4,000 subs by the end of March. I don't think I'm gonna get there. I'll get close though. But every single video of mine has my face in it. Every single one. I got monetized in like 9 months on YouTube way back in the day. And then ever since then, I've just been making videos the way that I want to, you know, making the videos that faceless gets old quick. Yeah, well, I think people think it's easier, or they're like embarrassed to show their face, or they're shy, or they don't have the gear to create the image that they want to create, you know? 800, maybe pushing 1K, looking for either the 64 or the A7 IV. I would get the A7 IV for sure. Who was that? Fabian? Yeah, I would get the A7 IV, broski. For sure. Let's see. Was gonna buy the 100 for 100 for 560. What's 560 euro? Is whatever that is, Luke, I would just buy it used, bro. Because that lens, you're not gonna have it for very long, I can assure you. Because you gotta. Thanks, bro. Most of mine are faceless and converts better. Maybe that's why I don't get so many conversions, Ben's Tech channel. Jesus. Dior, insanely good, but make sure the focus lighting. Yep. Taking pics in my daughter in Times Square. Should I get an extra flash using an 85? 85 millimeter, you're going to have to be pretty far away. Shaquana. In Times Square, though, 85, are you on a full frame camera? I would bring a flash. You never know. What flash do you have? Is it like a proper flash or is it like a little flash? I'm not a pro. That's all right. You don't have to be a pro to take pictures. If you have a flash, like I would buy like an inexpensive one. But is it going to be during the day? Because there's lots of lights in Times Square. You know, in Times Square, though, if I'm not a professional, I wouldn't be bringing this whole setup, though. I wouldn't be bringing light stands and like modifiers. I would just, you know, because Times Square, depending on the time of day, it gets pretty crowded there. I know that I wouldn't be bringing any light stands to Times Square. I've been to Times Square a couple times for photography, and it's cool, you know. It's cool. If you're taking portraits of your daughter, though, that'd be a nice backdrop. That is kind of cool for sure. Yeah, that'd be sick. I hope you do it. Whenever you get it, Shaquana, whenever you get the pictures, make sure to come back here and share it with us. I'd love to see that. Hi, I do $600 USD and need camera for sports street travel. What do you think? Here's the common question. Like, I need a camera that does everything, but I only have $600. $600 is pretty limited, bro. I'd probably get like a R50. Yeah, I'd probably get the R50. Do you prefer DaVinci or Premiere Pro? Premiere Pro for sure. I have a 55-210 and a 9mm for short to put external. I meant external flash. Just planning on taking portraits. Yeah, I would bring the external flash. Yeah, I'd bring the external flash, and I'd use the 85. You just need some distance. Do you have the 85? What camera do you have, Shaquana? Mr. Ope M Ropetex. Hello, anyone good financial? I am 180 for my gear. I need a Google Pixel for my content creation journey. I don't know what you're asking there. Just want to take a ton of pics. Yeah. Everything plasma. What up? So R50V versus R10 versus Z50, each with a kit lens. The Z52 is pretty nice. That has a viewfinder. Yeah, I'd probably do the Z52. It is a Nikon though, so. I have a ZVE10. You can get something from Newer. I would get something from a newer flash, or go to your local camera store. I would spend for an external flash anywhere from like $100 to $150. Yeah, if you need something the quickest, I'd go to like your local camera store and pick one up there. It's going to be hard with the 85 at Times Square. Yeah, and also you're using an 85mm on a crop sensor camera, so you're going to be at 85. Math is hard, so let's think of this, right? Let's do, where's the calculator? So 85 times 1.5, you're going to be at 127mm, so you're going to need to be like 20-30 feet away for you to get your, because if not, the whole frame is going to be your daughter's face, which that's not a good portrait. You need to be like, you're going to need to be really far away. Yeah, that's just something to consider, you know, something to consider. But it depends on the time of day. It depends on the time of day, because I've been to Times Square, and like when you're doing stuff, like people observe you, you know. A lot of people are minding their business, but that also might make a cool portrait. You know, people coming not in the frame, but like, you know, kind of being part of the environment. So that's also a cool kind of cool as well. Yeah, I would do it. 100%. Is you using an ND filter? I is using an ND filter. My Viltrox 9mm definitely captures nice wide shots. My 55 to 210. Yeah. Yeah, but I would try the 85. Hell yeah. Because you get some really cool compression, you know. You're going to miss out a lot on the background with the 85, but that's all right. It's hard with a 50mm in crowded places. It can be. It can be. You're the best. Yeah, you got it. Trying to help. Is Sony 6400 still good in this day for beginners? It is. Thanks for the advice, man. You got it. I gotcha. That's literally why I'm here. What are we at? Yesterday, I was live in my other format, like in my desktop. A couple of you were here. Just my top down. And I gained like 80 followers from that one live. Like crazy stuff, man. Thanks for, I shoot basketball. Should I use a 17 to 70? Yeah, you should. It's pretty good. What camera do you have, Kay? One tip that I learned from people that shoot in gymnasiums, like basketball courts, unless you're like in a professional, not a professional, but like a university gymnasium that has like proper lighting, make sure to get there early. Yeah, it's a crop sensor. Yeah, 17 to 70 is good. Make sure to get there early and do like a quick color temperature check, because most of the time people get in there and all of their shots, because there's a lot of wood and shit, it makes everything super brown and warm and like the shots look terrible. So make sure you get in there nice and early and do a color temperature check so that there's nice color balance. I tried in Hollywood 2 weeks ago and I failed. That's why I bought the, yeah, exactly right, bro. And Texas, thanks for saying that, dude. I find myself in my workflow to be happier and be more agile and versatile with the 15 to 35, because I'll find myself in situations where I'd rather have the 15 to 35 look and convenience of being able to be in tight spaces. And the 15 to 35 is like a really, really nice range for you to be very versatile, very agile. You could use it in a lot of different situations. The 35 is good enough that on a full frame, you get some nice portraits if you really wanted to. And then the 15, you get like super duper wide when you're in tight spaces, and you can make those photos work. Yeah. Yeah, the 15 to 35, I use that lens all of the time, dude. My most used lens is the 15 to 35. 100%. 100%. I also use my 28 to 70 a lot, but again, it's my 15 to 35 gets used more. I use my 28 to 75 a lot for portraits and stuff and like event things. I got it yesterday and I love it. Oh, you did? What are your initial thoughts besides I love it? I spend a lot of time in like the 24, 28, and 35 range. You know, the 15 is nice for like, I don't know, dude. You can use that like if you go to like a quinceañera that's indoors or like outside and like you want to get like some group photos, put that bad boy in 15 and now you have like 20 people in your frame. It's a really nice focal length, dude. Yeah, it's really nice. One time did I make a video? I think I might have. I made a video saying that the 15 to 35 is more versatile than the 24 to 70. And people were like, no. What's a good traveling backpack do you recommend for your gear? Fabian, if you're on TikTok, broski, you can go to my profile page. Excuse me. You can go to my profile page, and my first link in bio is this beacons thing. And you can go to the first link down here, PMV Amazon Selects. And I actually have all of, if it loads. Anyways, it takes you right here. It takes you right here to my Amazon Selects, and I have a whole category labeled camera, bags, and accessory. Actually, I got reached out to by another brand last week that they're sending me a new bag. I'm excited to try those out, but I own all of these bags here, and they're all pretty great. Straps, camera holders. These are really great too. Have you guys ever used these? Anchor straps, I think they're called. PGY Tech makes some, and so does Peak Design. But these are really nice. Yeah, these ones. Big Texas, if you don't have any of these, bro, you got to get yourself some, bro. These go right on your backpack, and then you can mount your camera to your chest. Kind of like this. Yeah, if you don't have these, you need to get yourself some. I have them literally like on every single bag. And I bought them too. I love the wide angle, just trying to figure out what's the best shutter speed for it. It's different. Yeah, it's definitely different. What mode are you in, bro? Do you do a lot of manual shooting? 8 seconds. My friend got an R100 and he keeps saying it's super good. Is it true? No, it's super bad. Your friend is trying to sucker you, and he's not a true friend at all. What do you think about the Viltrox Pro? The lenses? Those lenses are kind of impressive. They are. Nikon is those brands, Viltrox, Sure, and then one other brand is getting in trouble from Nikon. Who cares about Nikon though, right? But this kind of like highlights another point, is that when you buy third-party lenses, manufacturers can like upgrade and update their camera bodies so that those lenses don't work anymore. So like Viltrox got in trouble from Nikon because Viltrox is using their mount without a license. And Nikon said, hey, you didn't pay us for using our mount system, so we're going to render your F Nikon. That's funny. Yes, I do manual. Yeah, manual. I do manual a lot, but I spend most of my time when I'm just out and about in aperture priority AV mode. I noticed your most popular video is you recommending the 28-70. I bought the 24-70 f2.8. Yeah, the 28-70 is one of my most popular videos. Actually, that is my most second popular video. That one got a lot of heat, dude. I think my other more popular videos is me talking shit about the Canon R100, trying to save people from it, and returned it for the 28-70. Oh, got it. The 28-70 is a dream lens, dude. I'm telling you, it's a dream lens. But I do tell people that you gotta be strong. I saw your post trashing the Canon 24-105. Yeah. 24-105. All kit lenses really are not worth it. This came with my RP. What is a better lens? Any lens that isn't a variable aperture lens, Miss Emerald. So the reason why that all kit lenses are bad is because typically they have variable apertures, and like that is just not a good lens. And like camera brands pair these kit lenses with kits, obviously, but they're not worth the price difference. So like if you buy the camera and the lens separately, it's a better deal to buy them together. But if you buy the body only and then buy the kit lens used, if you really want the kit lens, it's cost like a fraction of the cost. So you'll actually save money by buying it separately, which is something that if you don't know much about the way this industry works in terms of selling cameras and how they're packaged together, it's easy to be like, I don't want to say taken advantage of, but taken for a spin, kind of, you know? What's the difference? Don't know anything about AV mode. AV mode, aperture priority. I would spend some time Googling AV mode and learning about it, but AV just prioritizes the aperture. So you, as the user, controls one setting, and that's the aperture. So if you set it to f2.8, f4, f8, or whatever, the camera will operate the other two exposure measures. So it'll operate the shutter speed and the ISO for you while you control the aperture. TV mode does the same thing, except it does it for the shutter speed. And then program mode does it for the, no, program mode does all of them. Then there's, what is the other one? I forget. FV mode, that's another option. But most of the time, I would say, if I'm being honest, 70 to 80% of my photos that I've ever taken have all been in AV mode, where I set the aperture and the camera does the rest. The other 30%, unless I'm in a very unique situation, will I pop it into manual. Okay, I'll try it out today. Yeah, so all you're gonna see when you pop it into AV mode is that everything else is locked except for the aperture. So crank it all the way down to 2.8 and you point it at somewhere, and the camera is going to look at the scene. It's going to receive all the information and determine what is the best settings in the ISO and the shutter speed for that situation. Purchase them together. Yeah. I wouldn't purchase any kit lens, any camera and kit together. I'd purchase them separately. Are you going to rig out another camera? Maybe later on. I'm going to go live like how I was live yesterday later on. Just to try to get up to 8K. Let's see. 28 people in here. For those of you guys just joining over on TikTok, welcome in. Welcome in. I'm trying to answer as many questions as possible. If you guys are just hanging out and haven't followed yet, please consider doing so. Trying to get to 8K. By the end of March, I could really use your guys' help. Thanks for the tip, bro. You got it, man. You got it, broski. Yeah. One thing, Texas, let me give you this other tidbit right here. If you're uncertain of a setting in a certain scene, like you're not 100% certain and you're fiddling with your settings a little bit too much, set it over to either AV mode or automatic mode and let the camera make its decision for you, and then pop it over to manual, and those settings should kind of stay the same, like the base settings, and then you can make some adjustments later on. But like AV mode gives you a good, so what I do is when I'm in a scene and I'm in AV mode and I'm not getting the exact picture that I like, I let it go in AV mode, take a picture, look at the settings, and then I pop it into manual, and then I make some manual adjustments off of the settings that automatically were set by the camera. I hated using AV. I don't know why. I learned manual first and have stuck with. That's a good idea. Skiddo, I gotta tell you though, that it's my opinion and my observation that people go to manual mode way more often than not. They should be in automatic mode a lot longer than they should be in manual mode. AV is a great mix of auto and yeah. So is on Canon. They have a mode called FV mode, which is kind of cool. Is an R5C still good to buy in 20? If you can get it for a good price, I think so. That 45 megapixel sensor is pretty cool. Do you do like photo reviews? I do, but I only do them for YouTube channel members. Who is Demark? What lens would you recommend for car photography on the A6100? Probably like the 10 to 18 or the 18 to 50 millimeter. This lens over here. I'm forever gonna recommend the Sigma crop sensor lenses. This lens right here. I like this one a lot. Bet that, brother. What do you think about buying a Canon EF 7200 Mark I for the Canon R100? I think that's crazy work. The 70 to 200, the EF, that's a good lens. That's a really good lens on a very unfortunate Canon camera. If you're spending that kind of money, dude, I would just kind of split that and just purchase a newer camera, a better camera. But if that's what you got, man, I have put the R100. Oh, don't forget that you need a converter for that too. Skiddo says, true, I agree with that. I was using auto for years. Yeah, being an automatic for years that's crazy work. You know what I mean? That's crazy work. Yeah. And don't get me wrong. I'm not going to talk you out of using manual mode. Use it, but personally, like when I'm out shooting and doing street photography, I set it in AV mode, and like I trust my cameras are sophisticated enough. Most cameras, not just mine. Most cameras are sophisticated enough to know that they're good enough to just create a great image, you know. Okay, I just got my A7 IV. Nice. Why have such a big sensor if so many lenses are cropped? Because you're gonna get a better image, dude. Actually, you know what, guys? Check this out. Yesterday, I spent some time making a little chart on the differences of sensors. Check this out. You guys might like this. So this right here, this is a full frame sensor. This is a Super 35. This is an APS-C sensor. This is action camera sensors, 1-inch sensors. And here is cell phone sensors way over here. And I thought this was like a cool representation of like, you know, just like what what is this? Control-Shift-G, Control-Z of a good visualization of what I'm talking about. So like megapixels it equals 1 million photo sites, right? So imagine that the FX3 has 12 megapixels. So imagine this is a full frame sensor, and imagine each of these is 12 megapixels, right? In low light, the photo sites are what capture light into your camera, into your sensor. So this is layman's terms, and this is just generalities that I'm trying to draw like an analogy for you, right? If you have bigger buckets, so you have 12, so you have the full frame sensor is all one size. We agree that it's all one size. But if you have the same amount of space, but you have 45 megapixels, meaning that you have 45 million photo sites, it's covering the same surface area, the same full frame sensor. So in order for 45 million to fit in the same square footage or, you know, square space, the buckets have to be tiny. Each individual bucket has to be tiny, meaning that each individual bucket captures less light. Okay, keeping that thinking along those lines, a 12 megapixel sensor, which is the FX3, is arguably one of the best low light sensor cameras. It has 12 megapixels, meaning that it has 12 million photo sites. So 12 million versus 45 million, the buckets in the 12 million the sensor with 12 million photo sites, the buckets are larger versus them having to be super tight and super scrunched together. The bigger photo sites capture individually each more light, even though the same amount of light is coming into the sensor. Does that make sense? I was trying to draw it for you guys. Now, keeping that baseline thinking along those lines, now what would happen if you go to a cell phone that has a super tiny sensor but has 200 megapixels? Those photo sites are rinky dinky, super duper small, right? So that's why a cell phone sensor will never ever compete with a full frame sensor, because it physically cannot capture as much light as a full frame sensor. Does that make sense? I wanted to illustrate this for you guys so that you guys can like not think that I'm crazy and like try to put, again, I'm not a fucking physicist, so I don't know all the technical terms of it, but this was a very, very simple way for me to illustrate this example for you. So cameras, as they advance in technology, like an A7, an FX3, there's a balance. So technology is improving, that balance is getting higher and higher, but you still have to like find, hey, megapixels over low light, right? Like, what is your trade-off? Which is why cameras like the A7R have like 61 megapixels, and they only shoot in like 10 FPS because they're receiving a lot of information and they're trying to process it. Whereas something with a lower megapixel can shoot out a bunch of different images at one time because it's a smaller, more compact digital package. Mm-hmm. Was that helpful to anybody, or did I just ramble for no reason? I missed a lot. For 2150 R5C is good. I think so. Yeah. Hi from Malaysia. Hello. I just like to learn my camera and what everything does. What's the cheapest, best camera for content? I use an iPhone. I want to be cinematic. I would keep using your iPhone, bro. Skiddo, that made sense. I hope I didn't just waste everybody's time there with. What millimeter is the R6 Mark II sensor? What megapixel? The R6 Mark II, I think, is 24, if I'm not mistaken. Very helpful. Did you ever went out to a walk yesterday? I did go out for a walk, but I didn't take my camera. I just got some fresh air. But I didn't take my camera out. Give your opinion about the Viltrox 35 millimeter. I like it, Irfan. What is a good enough shutter count when looking to buy a used camera? I don't know, actually, Fabian. The lower, the better. Skiddo, I know the information already. Yeah, bro, Skiddo, I get a lot of questions that seem like pretty basic to like you and me, but explaining it concisely in this format is kind of difficult. I made another little thing comparing like a full frame lens to a crop sensor lens. So like this right here is the back of a lens, right? Of a crop sensor lens that fits over an APS-C sensor, right? And some people are asking is like, hey, can I use an APS-C lens on a full frame sensor? I'm like, yes, but here's a visualization of it. This is made for this sensor here, which covers it perfectly. So you're covering and you're using the entirety of the sensor for this lens. But if you put this over a full frame sensor, what's going to happen is instead of using, we'll call this 24 megapixel sensor, what happens here is that you lose out on this part of the sensor. So instead of using all 24 megapixels of the sensor, you're only left with this effective area. Right? Versus you use a full frame sensor on an actual sensor, on a full frame lens on a full frame sensor, you're using the entirety of the sensor, right? And the exact same drawing, this analogy, if I use a full frame sensor on a crop sensor lens, then I'm covering the entirety of the sensor, which means that I'm going to be like super punched in. Yeah, I was just kind of playing around with that. And then I drew this as like an example for like each of these boxes represents a photo site. I don't know. I was having fun yesterday, kind of thinking out of the box, you know, trying to illustrate this for you guys. Let's see. Canon R7 or R10? I would probably do the R10. I'm sorry, the R7, excuse me. I was hoping for an editing live. I might do one. You know what? I could probably do it today. It's 11 o'clock. I have some editing to do. I should do it. You know what I did yesterday is I looked up live editings on YouTube and I found a guy that was over. He was talking English, but he was over from Europe. Where was he? The Netherlands, I think. And he was editing live. And it was kind of cool watching him go through his process and all of that stuff. So I got to be a spectator for an editing live, and it was a pretty pleasant experience. It was kind of chill watching him pick his images, and like I've only done them. I've never participated in them as a viewer, and I tried to participate as a viewer, and it was kind of interesting. It was kind of cool. I did enjoy it, not gonna lie. Julia says, made sense to me. Also love watching people edit lives. Thank you, Julia. Thank you. I'll do it. I'll do one. A Sony or Canon guy? Definitely Canon. He's French. Please forgive. What are the best two lenses you recommend for Canon RP, or should I upgrade? What are you trying to do, Valerie Visions? The RP's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a little bit older, but it's a great little camera. Yeah. Also, you know, I was really proud of this, by the way, so that's why I'm talking about it a lot. People that say like, oh, a cell phone is just as good as a full frame camera. I'm like, it physically is not. Like, it just cannot. Newer, another thing is that newer action cameras are actually getting like pretty decent sized sensors. You know, most of the time the sensors that action cams have are 2/3. But if you can find like a 1-inch sensor or the biggest action cam with the biggest sensor, you should get that one, because you're just going to get a better image, a better result. And then there's APS-C, of course, you know, and then full frame. It just makes sense. It just makes sense. Julia, love to see the art that comes out of it. Yeah, I did like it because, you know, yeah, it was very cool. It was cool. What camera should I use for a photo walk later on, guys? What camera you guys would like to see? 400 to 500 budget point and shoot camera. I don't know. I'd probably get something from Walmart, like a Kodak. Ben's Tech Channel. What's your thoughts on computational photography and phones now? I sold my pro camera when announced. Computational photography, like the image. I mean, cell phones take great photos, but when you compare it to an actual camera, again, my illustration is like, it's physically impossible for a cell phone to have like a good of an image, and as a result, than a full frame camera. Like physics just won't allow it, right? But I use my cell phone for photos. I use my cell phone for video all of the time. It has its time and place. Same with action cams, right? Same with action cams. Do you still use your ZVE-10 II? Yeah, of course. It's taken like 30 images instantly and compiling them into one image. Oh, like stitching them together? I mean, I've seen one of my cameras, I can't remember which one, can do that. And it turns a 45 megapixel image into like 200 megapixels, which is wild. But you have to be really, really still for that. I think it only works for like still life. You should do the R. Nobody wants to see images from the R100. You guys really think the R100? Oh, man. You know what? Maybe I'll make some YouTube, what's it called? Some TikToks about shitting on the R100, and then I'll come in and do the edits on it. Oh man, you know what? Should I do the R100, the cheapest camera I own, with the most expensive lens I own? That would be something, wouldn't it? Wow. That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? The R100 with the 28 to 70. I think my camera would rip off the lens, or the lens would rip off the camera. I'm talking about iPhone camera computation, 30 images combined into HDR. Yeah, I don't really have, you know, a cell phone, Ben's Tech Channel is just never going to compete with a proper sensor of a full camera. The RP was a gift, but I really wanted the R50. I feel like it's a better camera for sports. It probably is, but the RP's, just use the RP, dude. Use the RP for as long as you can and save up your gold coins, man. What's my daily shooter? It kind of varies, truthfully. My everyday carry, though, is a video camera, not necessarily a photography camera. My everyday carry is the R50V. What the fuck is Burong? Oh, apparently Stu solo travels. I have there's a creator in the Philippines, I think, that people say that I look exactly like, but in reality he looks like me. I'm just kidding, but he's a popular streamer or some sort of creator, so my content has made it to that part of the world, to people's For You pages over there. So every once in a while, a doppelganger, exactly. Every once in a while we'll get people that say Burong. And I guess that's the name of that content creator. I've never really looked them up, but what mic do you use? This is the Wave DX. I've told people that think that I look like that guy. I was like, send them my stuff. Maybe we can collab. Never heard. I think it's some sort of Filipino creator that's super popular over there. I've never looked up his stuff. I've never looked up his Boorong? No, it should be Boorong, not Boorong. I think that's what I think I'm saying the same thing, Chopper. You spelling it out phonetically didn't help it at all. I would pronounce B-U and B-O-O as boo. Yeah, Chopper, enlighten us. Who is Boorong? Will you come to Philippines for collab with him? Maybe if he's a nice guy, unless he's a douche. Unless he's one of those creators that's kind of like cringy, then no, I have no interest in collaborating with him. They eat weird things over there. I'd be up to trying some crickets and shit, you know? I don't know what they eat over there, but I would definitely be eating packaged stuff though. Only because my Western tummy probably couldn't take it, you know? They are the goat of YouTube over here. Yeah, exactly. So he's super popular over there. I don't know. But I just ignore those comments because I can't, they like pop in and they're like, Boorong? ? And then they leave or whatever. Yeah, don't touch street food. Yeah, exactly. And the water too. Got to be bottled water. We don't eat crickets. I don't know. I could be wrong. That could be pretty racist of me, but I've seen you guys eat some shit, you know. Don't touch street women. That's pretty universal though. We don't touch street women anywhere. Doesn't matter what country you're in. That's funny. Is the budget of 1,000 good for a camera and lens? Yeah, 1,000's pretty good. Please suggest a camera for long shot picture and video, but not adjusting professional lens. I don't know what that means. Peace out, man. Have a great day. You too, Ben. You too, buddy. Thanks for stopping in, man. God bless you. I'll be popping into your lives every once in a while, broski. Just to say, what up? Or just to say, you should have used that camera. Nah, I'm just playing with you, bro. I ate grasshopper tacos in LA and they were bomb. For real? Damn. I'd try it. I would try it. Only if you went first, though. Only if you went first. Own a R10. Which prime lens is better for everyday photos? 16 or 24? Ooh. Everyday. I like which 24 are you talking about? The 24 RF 1.8 is really cool. That's really nice. Do you think Sony's going to update the FX3 this year? I do. I do think that. I like to try exotic foods, bro. Yeah, me too. Me too. I don't like to try them alone, though. I want to try them with somebody else, and I like to see them go first. Yo, bro, I got a Sony A7R M2. What lens should I get for baseball? 70 to 200. Just bought an RF 800mm, and I love it. Good for you, man. Good for you. What lens should I get next? I am using a 50mm. And I'm owning a 600D. Depends on what you do, EJ. Suggest a camera for long shots for pictures and video, but not professional. I still don't know what that means. Like, you want a long lens? Get a 70 to 200. Yeah, my wife always record me eating all kinds of weird stuff. See, bro, she needs the R50V, man. She needs the R50V. I don't think the A69 won't be this year. It might not be next year either. What lens good for hiking? Depends on what kind of photos you want to take. I'm really thinking about it. Yeah. Well, will she use it? will she use it? You know, if she ends up not using it, it'll just be your B camera, you know, for videos. So technically, it's kind of like a win-win. She'll get a nice camera and she'll be able to use it, but chances are she'll get bored with it if she doesn't actually properly use it. And then you get a free, it'll be like a free camera, you know, boy math. Yeah, if she doesn't use it, you'll just have an awesome video camera, you know, that you won't be afraid to take with you everywhere. Because truthfully, man, I've said this several times, like the best way to get really good at photography is to have a camera that you take with you everywhere and use it daily. And if your camera is like, if you're afraid to take it out, if you're afraid to use it on a regular basis, you're afraid to damage it, break it, or it falling, or it getting dirty, you know, you're not as likely to use the camera as often. But an R50V or an R50, something super easy to use, that you don't care too much if it breaks or if it gets stolen or if whatever, you know, you're not afraid to use it. The more likely you are to use the camera. I'd rather get a the R5. Boy math, right? Or better yet, bro, better yet, more boy math. You buy yourself the R5 Mark II and then you give her the R6 Mark II, and now you have a free camera. You know what I mean? and now it's like you didn't spend any money on her, you know? What camera is this using for this live? The TikTok is an Canon R10. And then on YouTube, I'm using a R50. I'm mostly doing portrait photos. Nice. The 50 is nice then, dude. Maybe you should check out like an 85 millimeter. An 85 millimeter would be cool. Especially if you're doing portraits. Do too much editing. I missed your comment though. I don't know what you're saying. Do too much editing. I'm mostly doing portrait photos. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, dude. So either you buy your wife a camera and spend money, or you buy yourself a camera and you give her a free camera, right? Shara, hello. How are you, Shara? Is Blackmagic Pocket 4K worth it as a beginner? I've never used those cameras. I think those Blackmagic cameras are kind of, unless you can find it for a really good deal, I don't know if they're very user-friendly. I could be wrong about that, but everything I've heard about Blackmagic is that they're pretty complex systems and they're a little unforgiving. I'm liking my 100 millimeter port. Oh yeah, dude. Hell yeah, man. How do you feel about the iPhone 18 getting adjustable aperture and shutter speed? I think that's pretty cool. I think that is that actually going to happen though? I don't think I don't think they'll do it though. I don't think the technology exists. Truthfully, if they do the adjustable aperture and shutter speed, it'll be like digital, like it won't be mechanical. Hey man, sorry I left. Wanted to ask if Hasselblads are worth the price. If you have the money, they are. Is Minolta a good brand? I don't know much about rangefinders. Doing good, just playing some Switch. How are you? I'm good. What are you playing on the Switch, Shara? I've been playing, I just beat Zelda Breath of the Wild. It was really good. Thoughts about the Fujifilm X106? I love the Fuji X106. If it comes out, it can really change the phone camera scene entirely. I would agree with that. Yeah, I would agree with that. The new Crimson game looks good. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of mixed reviews. It looks I think it's a little too, they should have released it as a beta. I don't know if they did, but it looks like the game is has a little bit more work to do. It does look good though. I do agree with that. Playing Skyrim? I haven't played any Zelda. Zelda's great, dude. Zelda's fun. Like, I spent a lot of time messing around and learning the mechanics and the world. It was a great time. I liked it a lot. I was happy with it. I think I won't play Tears of the Kingdom until after a couple other games, because Tears of the Kingdom is supposed to take what they learned from Breath of the Wild and make it a million times better. And I had a blast in Breath of the Wild. I love the FX6, but the gimbals are so damn expensive, man. Have a shoulder mounted, yeah. Sky Children of the... Oh, I have no idea what that is. What's the best ways to record BTS footage? Action camera. An action camera for sure. But, all right, y'all. I am about to bounce. I got to do some more editing. Probably going to get some lunch. Thank you so much for hanging out. If you're on TikTok and haven't followed yet, please consider doing so. I really appreciate your help to try to get to 8,000 followers. If you're on YouTube and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. I'm trying to get to 4K subscribers on YouTube, and I need your help to get there. Until later, guys, I am out. Toodles.